Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Reborn Normal Monotype Catch 'em All run. With almost 300 Pokemon registered, last episode we defeated the Ice Leader and got our badge level cap up to 55. This episode is going to be a little bit different, since honestly there's only a few things we can do before getting thrown into the next gym fight, but I'll get into all of that in a little bit. First, to progress the plot a little bit, I head into the Pokemart in the forest and buy the medicine. Back in the Tanzan Cove, Anna wastes it by pouring it on her totally not a real Jirachi doll, but we don't know that for sure yet. Before we can continue the story here though, I head back to the Pokemart and buy another medicine. In Spinel Town, on a clear day, I say hi to a lovely woman sitting on a bench, and as I walk away, she's gone. So, I head back into the forest and find her in a corner. She broke her leg, so I give her the medicine to heal up. And I'm rewarded with a department store sticker. I head back through the rail net to get to the city and into the department store. The new floor is just type gems, but I did pick up some friendship berries on the second floor while we're here to get to EV training. The late game of Reborn is kinda tough, and I don't like knowing I'm wasting points in attack on a special attacker, for example. So, around this time in each run I do, I start EV training. I don't really care about IVs, and I'll get the ability to change natures in the next episode or two. Anyways, EV training in Reborn is pretty simple. First, I zero out all the unwanted EVs that I've accumulated so far on each Pokemon with the friendship berries we just bought. With the 6 power items in hand, I head to either Izaran Island during the day, or to the Railnet where there are wild Woobat that drop down on you. All but Gloom and Shelmet on the island give HP in the former, and the latter gives speed. Since I'm usually doing one of these two stats per Pokemon, I slap on the power item for the EV that isn't these, so attack, defense, special attack, or special defense, and then beat up the wild Pokemon until I reach 252. Then, I put the second power item on to get to 252 in that. Then, after I've gotten each to 252, I put on a third power item to get an extra stat point in something else. For most of my Pokemon, this process takes a little bit over 10 minutes to grind all the way out, so if you're interested, put on some show in the background and grind away. After doing this EV training process, I had a full team EV trained. Blissey, in HP and special defense to make it a special tank. Diggersby, Staraptor, and Chinchino all in attack and speed to be sweepers. Pyroar in special attack and speed to be a special sweeper, and Exploud in special attack and HP to be a tanky boom burst user. I'll be EV training other normal types as I go to be able to slot them in. Back in the Tanzan Cove, I prepare to battle Noelle, but it seems Team Meteor is on their way instead. The choice from last episode comes into play here, so we brace for a one-on-one battle with Dr. Sigmund. My initial plan in this fight was to lead with Blissey on his Musharna and minimize Scum, but his terrain-boosted Psyshock broke through and one-shotted Blissey. That's fine, I sent in Chinchino to finish it and then pivoted to Diggersby. Although Rotom burned it, Diggersby was still able to get a one-shot off on the switched-in Raichu. Then, I sacrificed it to get out an invisible Pyroar for some reason for a kill on Rotom. I had a pretty clear win condition from here, so I let Pyroar die to get out Chinchino, killing Grandpa and Hypno, leaving Electivire for Exploud to pick off for the win. There's another binary story choice here, making a total of 4 story outcomes in this part of the game. Again, to get my favorite outcome, I chose to stop Sigmund instead of Sirius, and then got to watch Saphira blast him through a wall with Hyper Beam. Unfortunately, Saphira gets kidnapped, so we head to the Meteor base to rescue her in Tanzan Mountain. After evacuating the dance floor and turning off some switches, we beat back some grunts and make it to the back room of the base. Unfortunately, we're teleported out by Abra into the depths of the mountain. In this new area, we can catch both of the only 2 new Pokemon that we can get in this episode, Hippopotas and Durant. With these 2 added, we're up at 283. Shake, 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 says the giant Steelix, who next we have to battle. It's a level 75 Steelix on the rocky field, but otherwise, not much is different than any normal fight. Thanks to 2 Intimidates from Staraptor, Diggersby was able to take it down to about half health, leaving Staraptor to bring it almost out. All that was left was 2 Boom Bursts from Exploud, and Steelix was out. Back in the boss room, we have to fight the Pulse Abra now. This Psychic Steel-type beast is level 75, and it has a ton of special attack and a ton of speed. With my team though, it was a pretty easy fight. Staraptor was the sacrificial bird to Hyper Beam, leaving Blissey to get up Light Scream and 3 minimizes. All that was left was 3 seismic tosses to bring it down. That was it for this area, so we head back to the cove. Inside, it's decided that we're going to fight Noelle for the next gym badge. Before we do so though, I had a few evolutions I want to get done since I know this episode was going to be short. First, I realized I had 4 of the Alolan form evolutions, but not their Cantonian counterparts. So, I evolved Cantonian Rattata into Cantonian Raticate, Cantonian Meowth into Cantonian Persian, Cantonian Sandshrew into Cantonian Sandslash, and Cantonian Diglett into Cantonian Dugtrio. None of these upped the Pokedex total since I had all of the Alolan forms already. Next, I wanted to evolve some of the normal types I had in my PC in case I felt like adding them to the squad at any point. First, I evolved my Tailo into Swellow. As soon as I can get one of the status orbs to take advantage of the Guts ability, I'll probably add Swellow to the team, so I took the time to EV train it in attack and speed. Anyways, this brings the total up to 284. Then, I got to work on some of the rest of the evolutions. I evolved Glameow into Purugly, Patrat into Watchog, Herdier into Stoutland, Tranquil into Unfazant, and Deerling into Sawsbuck with the help of the EXP share. The running total with all of these evolutions included is 289. Finally, I grabbed 3 more Pokemon from the PC. Thanks to mining, I had enough stones to evolve Jigglypuff into Wigglytuff, Skitty into Delcatty, and Helioptile into Heliolisk. This brings the total for this episode up to 292. That was pretty much all that I felt like doing right now, so I headed back to the Tanzan Cove to fight Noel and see which one of us had the better normal type team. Although he is a cheater since he has a Clefable, which is no longer normal type. Anyways, we fight him on the grassy terrain, which pretty much equally benefits both of us. In 2 turns, Staraptor was able to take out Porygon Z and traded his life with Swellow, so that's a good start. I then brought out Chinchino, but unfortunately it went down to Beware. I took advantage of Beware's fluffy ability to get Pyro to take it out. Exploud was able to take out his Chinchino easily, and barely survived a hit from Girafarig to one-shot it with Boomburst. So, I was left with just Clefable to take out. And of course, a Struggle Stall was the answer. Thanks to the terrain and Clefable only having special moves, Blissey wasn't going anywhere, and it was getting healed every time it was attacked. So, all it took was a bit of struggle action and forcing Noel to use his potions for us to win. As a reward, we got the Standard Badge, as well as the TM for Hidden Power. This also brings the badge cap up to a huge level 60, about the point in main games where you reach the end game and fight the Elite Four, and we're not even halfway done with this game yet. Kind of a shame that Game Freak doesn't go into this potential, but what can you do? Anyways, thanks for watching this episode. I know it was a bit short, and I suspect that the next one will be a bit longer, maybe as long as the last one. Anyways, like the video and subscribe. It's free. Also leave me a comment. I'm starting to get into the groove with these videos, I feel, so I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you'll stick around with me to watch the next part as it comes out. Have a good day. Bye.